Okay, Shana Tova. It's hard to believe. I think that this year, Tafshin Ein Tet, that's 5779 in the Jewish calendar, is going to be a year I try to make videos, including ones that are just ridiculous. If I don't make the ridiculous ones, they'll never get better. So I'm going to start with the haul. So I've been really wanting to finally start. Oh, okay. Just a minute. Let me show you something. Okay, I'm going to try and make a separate video of this journal. This is my very first, not the very first journal I've ever made or book I've tried to make. I have many fiascos in my history. But this one is inspired by, I know it's very small, but it's inspired by Gail Augustinelli, and I continue to learn from her. And I want to just do a flip through of it separately. I'm going to try and do that on my phone, and I'm going to try and do it at my work table. And I'll try and upload that soon. So that is here. That's the next video I really want to make. But once I finished it, it was... Do you ever have those works in progress where it's you get started and then you get stalled, and then at some point in being stalled you think, oh well, this will just be one of those things that goes on forever, and at some point you sit down for 2 or 3 sessions with it, and my gosh, it's done. When this was done, I was at a loss. I didn't know what the next step was supposed to be. I went out with a friend. I was at a store that I follow, Noit Art, and she lives here. I mean, we're not neighbors, but she told me where she was buying her spray bottles, and I've never used sprays, and they look so much fun for someone who doesn't like to take trouble. So I was out with a friend. I bought more of those, and I'm thinking, no, maybe I'll start spraying things. And I'm like, yeah, but you want to start making another journal. Maybe something a little bigger than this. So, I mean, just look at my hand. That's how big it is. So, when I was looking for one of Noit's, in several of her videos, she explains how to make homemade items from less expensive materials, and she has a video that explains how she makes her sprays, and I couldn't find it, and I wrote to her and asked her, and she said, at one point I said, I'm a beginner, and she said, if you're a beginner, you should really do Cat Hands Mixed Media Morsels. And I had thought of that. I thought, that would be a structured way to get back into things. But I think that was like a week earlier, and I thought, no, I don't. Oh, I know. Because I had seen what she did for the very first one, and the correction that when you do the very first mixed media morsel is when Kat does the what's it called, the technique with the plastic wrap, and she had come back in the beginning of the second morsel to say, you got to put down gesso first, and she had forgotten to do that, and I had thought, oh no, I don't want to use gesso. But after getting all the spray stuff ready, and I saw I wasn't doing it, I wasn't moving, I also thought, you are ready to make your next journal. Not embellishments, embellishments later, but you're ready to put together your next journal. You want to do this full project by full project. I said to myself, look, I said, you finished one. The whole thing, not pages and bits of one and almost finished. And once I decided to do that, I said, okay, so you have to prepare pages. Now, the kinds of journals I want to make, or I need to make, will have a lot of room for journaling, which means that my focal points will mostly not be art. I'm not really an artist. I mean, I'm not. But I need a lot of room for photographs and for writing, and following along with the many people I follow, but especially I had just been following Gail. Gail was making this Christmas journal for someone who wanted to put in a lot of photographs, and I saw it's really a graduate seminar in journal making, and I saw how the way she thinks, it's like the most valuable thing about following these YouTubers is these genuine artists, is how they think. They think out loud, and you see them thinking and making decisions and deciding not to do things. You also see them making mistakes, and how do you react to a mistake? And I tend to be very impulsive, and when I make a mistake, I get very upset, very end of the world-ish. Oh no, it's all ruined. So anyway, I said, Judy, you could do worse for making your next few pages for the next journal of using this. I'll show you later the paper I'm going to be using at some point. It's basically A5. It's half of A4 sheets, most of them. Start out by following the Mixed Media Morsel series. Go back. I watched them all when they came out. I was not able to be crafting along with them when we were doing that. Just said, do it now. I mean, that's why it's up there. It's on YouTube because it's of value. So I said, oh, okay, then it's time to make gesso. I followed. I knew what I was going to do. Now, a long time ago, longer than I realized, I had bought a tub about yay high of white acrylic paint. I had gotten it at the hardware store. It was not very expensive. And I thought, okay, now, I mean, you don't, and this was way back when I first said, oh, you want to make your own gesso, when I had tried making some gesso with it and it was a little too thick. I don't know what the story was. But in any case, I said, but the recipes had called for acrylic paint, and I didn't even think of, also I was running out of the gouache I had. Anyway, I went to this tub, I opened it, and you know what? It's dried out. It was like thick and plasticky, and I actually tried to mix a batch. I wound up throwing it all out. And I realized I had to throw that out, and I said, you know what? Noit uses white gouache. I'm almost out of white gouache. I said, so buy some more. It's the cheapest thing you can buy of all the paints. Now, originally, I actually have a lot of gouache paints in different colors in the half kilo size. I'm going to show you in a minute what that size is. Lots of different colors. I got them years ago when the kids were younger, and I thought, oh no, we're going to need a lot of stuff. I'm bad shopping that way. So my idea of using up stuff, which is another video I'll talk about using up stuff, was to use those up and then switch over to acrylics, because that's what everybody uses and that's what I should use. But once I saw that dried up tub of white paint, I thought, you know what? Do you have to use plastic? I mean, I'm going to use PVA glue. That's plastic. But gouache is water soluble. So I said, you know what? Just stick with gouache and go ahead, buy yourself a new thing. So my shopping haul today, the first thing on the list was white gouache. And here is my white gouache. And I'll turn around so you can see the label. Okay, so this is the size I got. They had the size that was twice as big. I have, though, in this size, I must have like 10 or more colors that I originally got for the children. I have stuff to use up. I do. The one thing that was almost out is the white. I have like a tiny, tiny bit of white. Not enough to make gesso out of. So I'm ready to make gesso now. I have talcum powder. I have this. I have my white glue. And I'll add water and I'll mix it up and I'll try it. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'm excited. However, even before I got to the store, I wasn't being impulsive this time. I was impulsive at home. When I realized that I was going to be, oh, where's the fifth one? I left it over there. There's another one. When I realized I was going to be going to a store where I could buy the paints, I said, oh, get the metallic ones, get the shimmery ones. When I got there, they had 2 packs. One was, they called them pearlescent paints, and the other one was the metallics. Now, the metallics were the same size bottles as these ones, as the pearlescent ones. There was one less. There were 4 instead of 5. But they really were all metallic colors. It was bronze and silver and gold and something else. Anyway, I looked at both and I said, you cannot get both. You have to choose. And I chose the pearlescent one. So they were all this size bottle. Let me just compare it to the white so you can see them together. You see? So these are a little bit cheaper, not a lot, but this is how they compare in size. So I don't have, this is like a shimmery teal. Doesn't it look great? I got this one, got a purple, they had a yellow, and they had this blue, this light blue shimmery. It's going to be gorgeous. And there's a red over there, sort of a rust, but it's also like shimmery. I got that. I went to the bank, I took a number, I waited, and I picked up my checkbook. I'm not going to show you my checkbook. It was not an interesting wait. And although it wasn't free, I had paid for it already. And then I crossed the street to the other mall. Okay, so this is actually good news because for the past, I don't know how long, the way I fall asleep is with my tablet. I put on an ASMR video. I have like a few favorites, which I can talk about at some point. Or I put on just some other video. I'm not feeling particularly sleepy and I'm not feeling revved up and I can just watch something. But I almost always fall asleep with my tablet. And the other night I wanted to read. And I don't have a lamp in my room anymore. And I went to the store to get a new lamp. And I want to show you that also. And I said I want to read. A friend of mine gave me a book and I want to read it. So I want to show you what I got. I got this. Here, wait, let me move away so you can see it. Isn't that nice? I know. I think if I do any kind of tour of any part of the house, I will then show it in place and you'll be able to see it. Yes, but I'm very pleased with it. And he didn't have any in stock. So he gave me the one that was from the display and he gave me a discount on it. So that was fun. And I got a 40-watt LED bulb. So it should last for a long time. And I can read now before I fall asleep. Books put me to sleep just as quickly. And I think in general, that's the direction I would rather be heading, of going back to falling asleep with a book. Obviously, both the tablet and the books are pacifiers. And what are you going to do? That's where I'm at right now. And then the last place I went, I should have gone there before I got the lamp. But I wasn't thinking all the way through anyway, because I'm leaving the lamp store, the guy's saying, it's a ceramic base, please carry it carefully. You're putting it right in the car, right? I'm like, no, but I'll. Anyway, the next place I went was less pleasant. The people there were a little less nice, but I got them anyway. I got a new pair of, I think they're reversed, just a minute. Here we go. A new pair of Crocs, because Yom Kippur is next week, and I did not want to be walking the dogs. Did I just show the price? You probably did, Judy. Sorry, guys. You can't take me anywhere. Yeah, I didn't want to be out walking the dogs wearing my regular sneakers, which is a weird thing to be sensitive about, but let it not be said that I am not without pride that is really entirely misplaced. I know it, but I got them anyway. Yeah. If there's one story I want to tell, I guess I'll allow myself to tell one story about the lamp. And that is, because this is very much the style that I like, of a small lamp with a lampshade next to the bed. What happened? Many years ago, trying to think exactly when. I think it was probably when we moved to Ramat Beit Shemesh. Or not, no, I think it was when we moved to the house from the apartment. So we moved to the house from the apartment, anyway, we were going to have now side tables by our beds, and I wanted little lamps next to them so that would look cute. And so I went out and found some, and they were very inexpensive, less expensive than this, I suspect. And there they sat on either side of our bed for many years. During the years my dad was sick, whenever we hosted them, we gave them our bedroom. That was just what we did. I learned that actually from my in-laws, because that when there was, I mean, we didn't get back to visit them often, but when we did visit them, they gave me they had when we were we came together, they gave us their room for a number of their visits, and I thought that was a very nice gesture. One of the times, it was after my dad had been sick for quite a while. One time when they were visiting, my dad knocked over my lamp. The lamp, he was sleeping on the side of the bed. And he knocked it over and it broke. And we were like, no, it's not a big deal. We'll just put it in we're going to throw it away, or I don't know what we were going to do. We were going to try and fix it, whatever. Put it in the basement for a while until we are ready to accept the fact that it's really broken and should be thrown away. The problems of hoarders. So, and I think eventually I got a lamp that clipped on to part of the bed, and I used that. And I never went back. And then after the divorce, I was using the clip-on lamp until I saw I was never really using it. I was using the tablet. And when I wasn't watching videos, which was very rarely, I would use my Kindle. Of course, that didn't allow me to reread stuff I already had, but that's another issue. I just did not think it would be likely for me to be reading again. And I gave it back to one of the kids. One of the kids needed it for something. They were moving the beds around, and I said, no, sure, you can have it. So when I saw that I needed a lamp, and I couldn't find a clip-on lamp, and I sort of vaguely remembered giving it to one of the kids. And one of my daughters was here over the holiday this week, and I said, did I give you the clip-on lamp? And she said, well, no, Abba gave me his clip-on lamp, which, I don't know, regardless, I'm like, I put it on a list. I put down, get a clip-on lamp. I said, you want to make gesso? Get white gouache. You want to read in bed? Just upgrade, make it possible, make it work. So, and then when I was making my list, I said, you don't have to get a clip-on lamp. You can actually get a lamp that sits on the little 4-drawer wooden cabinet. I guess it's wood, some form of wood, next to the bed. I said, you can put that there. You can put a regular lamp there. You don't have to have a lamp that clips onto the headboard. I was like, oh, I can go back to my old cute style. And that's the story. This lamp is a replacement for the lamp my dad broke one time when he was staying over. I'll bet every story I tell leads back to my dad some way or another. But what are you going to do? That's what happens in life. So, yeah, that's my haul. And I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to upload it. And I am so excited to see that despite the sun, it's too much light here. Oh, there's so many things wrong with this video. But look at this background. This is my real apartment. You can see my piano and my music cabinet and the family photos on the wall behind me. And those avocado plants, God almighty, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And and you can see the time, which is interesting because I am reversed, but you can actually see the time, the accurate time. So it'll be interesting if when I upload this video that gets reversed. But regardless, or to say it incorrectly, irregardless, I know it's not a word, but I don't care. I like saying it. This is the start of my year. How long have I wanted to make these videos and upload them? A long time. Am I going to do it this year? Let's start and see what happens. See ya.